Yo! I want to swear in some kind of really offensive way, but we don't. We people, we don't have a word for that. I wish we did. Um, okay, so I'll try and pick up this tripod without changing the legs or anything. And what we have down here is we have curry and rice. Try and put you back where you were. Back in the frame. If I look down eating my dinner, you can still see me. So, okay, it's all good. Okay, so I don't know how your day went. I don't know what kind of challenges you've been through. That's nice and salty. I'm gonna have some. I remember I've been through kind of like a rite of passage. Because I don't know if you can call it a rite of passage. It's not anything good. It's not anything good that I learned. It was something very negative. But now I know it. I know what everybody knows. Now I know it. Parents, they damage you. You know, they're mean and they damage you. And I feel for anybody who is struggling with the parents, I don't want to be triggering, but if there are any trans girls or trans men out there who have been kicked out by their parents or who are struggling with bigoted, transphobic parents, then I feel for you. I do. Because parents demean at the best of times, you know. I don't want to go more further into that. You know, I want to be sure of what I'm saying. I'm going to try and reconnect and re-establish that bond, and try and explain that controlling behaviour is not something that I'm going to have in my life. If someone is trying to do that to me, then they have to get out of my life. Yeah, I was crying. I was crying in the doctors, and I just explained why I was crying, and she took me aside and she says, "Look, the only person who can take care of you is you. You know, the only person who you've got to save you. You know, this is just me paraphrasing. Is you. You are on your own. You know." Just as in like the context of like we all are on our own, you know. It's not something that I really want to talk about on YouTube, but like no, because there is a risk that if I talk about it, I'll just end up deleting it, so I don't want to do that. I mean, when I say it's rite of passage, it's something that everyone knows. It's something that everybody comes to a point in their lives when they realise the truth of what I'm saying, you know, and everybody knew it years, decades before I ever figured it out. This curry, it's like a Morrison's the best, like, curry paste type curry. It's really good. So I spoke to Ellie for about an hour. We talked about changing me from the risperidone depot to the Abilify depot. Which is the first time I've actually been heard. You know, I told a doctor once before, I said I wanted to be changed onto something different because of the acetylcholine that it's producing in my brain. Because it's a complete lottery, right? For one person, they take this drug and that gives them acetylcholine. For another person, they'll take the same drug, won't do anything, you know, and vice versa. And I've like expressed that, and they've said, oh no, it's so dangerous to like change to different drugs, oh no, you mustn't do that, you know. I don't want this to be a negative video, but I'm just saying what that doctor said to me, you know. So I went to Shop Mobility for about an hour, and I didn't feel comfortable there. You know, I spoke to Roy, I said, look, I don't feel comfortable here. It's not my day to work here, you know, I just don't feel comfortable. And he says, oh, we don't care, just come anytime you like. But I feel that he was just being nice, you know, and there was this vibe there of like, there was just a funny vibe there. I mean, assertiveness is a funny thing. You know, a person, you meet anybody, may have the power to be assertive in a certain way at a certain time. in one way, but not in other ways, you know. To sit there and say, you know, I'm just going to sit this out, you know. I want to be here, so I'm going to be here. Didn't have the whatever it takes to do that. Confidence. Didn't have the confidence. So I've been using my vape. You're well out of focus because I'm trying to focus on the camera, but you know, that's just the black side. It's better to look at that side, you know, and obviously the tank, you know, that's the vape that I'm using. It's nice to be able to put it on 65 watts and just keep it there, because it's the best wattage for that tank. For me. Taking long drags, not too long, you know, because it just kills the coil, but so I was in E6 Zoo, yeah, my favourite manager, right, was there, and I just went in for a coil for this tank, right, just in case, like, this coil don't last till Thursday, you know, because, like, if my coil don't last, what am I do? What am I do? I need my nicotine, what am I do? You know, I've got another tank, but the flavour's not as good. Actually, I've got 2 tanks. On one of those tanks, the flavour is totally awful. And I can only have it up to 45 watts. It is that harsh and horrible, you know. But yeah, quite an emotional day, you know, that I don't really want to go into, to be honest. Some things need to be kept private, I guess. I mean, to be real, I just want to have a video that I can put out there. I don't want a video that has enough negativity in it that I have to pull it down. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I'm gonna be myself on this channel, right? That is my right to be myself on this channel. And that is what I feel, that is where a lot of YouTubers go wrong. A lot of the less successful YouTubers go wrong. They're not being themselves. If they were to just be themselves, then people would show more of an interest in whatever they're saying. Maybe they're not saying anything. If you're not being yourself, then are you saying anything? When you speak, are you saying anything, you know? Because you're not being authentic, you're not being creative, you're just repeating what the societal rules. You're just repeating the societal rules and the societal way of behaving, you know. And there's no creativity in it, it's just repetition. I'm just going to get some more dinner. Right. This is the curry. And then I'll put the rice in. So what I was gonna say is that I have this feeling that okay, so what I've been doing is it's sort of like prayer, but it's not prayer. It started off with when I felt like I was stepping out of bounds with, you know, with total strangers. As I walked past a total stranger, right, as I felt like I was stepping out of bounds, right, I would just say the name Jesus, you know, and I'd say it 3 times. I'd say Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And this reminds me of back when I used to pray to my angels. Every time I felt like a certain kind of uncomfortableness, I used to pray to my angels, and I became an indigo. And in the end, I didn't need to pray to them anymore because I'd prayed to them enough, and they just gave me all the time, right, the awareness that I'd been wanting in those moments where I felt pressured. And the same thing's happened again, but in a different way. The similarity is that, the way it's similar is that I don't need to say the word Jesus anymore. What I do instead is I hold, because I believe that Jesus' star system, if you look into the sky, not necessarily from Earth, but from somewhere, there's a V. Okay, and his solar system is the star at the bottom of this V, right? That's number one. Okay. I don't know how it came to me, but it came to me. And so after realizing that Jesus was from a planet, you know, just a planet higher in vibration than ours, you know, I tried to just embody the energy of that planet. You know, I ended up just ignoring the vibe of Earth, just ignoring it. You know, obviously taking in, listening to people, you know, holding the energy that people are giving out as they're speaking, you know, holding that energy, not like just pushing away, oh no, that's not of Jesus, you know, I'm not, you know, totally being present with people, but like, at the same time, concentrating on holding that energy of that planet. So this made the feelings go away that I was out of bounds when I was walking past people in the street. It made the feeling 100% go away that I felt like I was out of bounds. I no longer needed to say Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. I had like a different way of doing it, and it's not prayer. It's just an energy. It's like an energy prayer, if you like. And I guess that, like, the two stories, one story being the indigo thing, the second story being the Jesus thing, this needing to hold the energy of the Jesus planet, you know, that will end as well. And I will always, and then a moment will come when I will always have that energy inside me. Because you do something spiritual for a certain amount of time and it just becomes part of me, you know? Anyway, I haven't gotten to the interesting part yet. Now, I'm not saying any of this is the truth. I'm just saying this is my opinion, okay? I'm no guru on, you know, I'm not like, I don't even want to know what people think, you know, I must be if I know these things. No, I'm not saying you know, I'm just, it's just my opinion, that's all, right? But like, I believe that just to be interesting on YouTube, you know, just to be authentic, I believe that Jesus' planet is kind of an underwater planet where Jesus was some kind of octopus, not like a small octopus, but a really large octopus, you know, possibly a telepathic octopus, possibly not a telepathic octopus, you know. And when I say octopus, I just mean sort of like a humanoid being, but with tentacles, you know them sucker things that they have on their I'm talking about having those, you know. I don't know about the hand situation, you know. I don't know what they do with their hands. I don't know if they have hands or that's all I have, really. To be honest, that's all I have. You know, and sometimes when I'm walking around holding that energy from the Jesus planet, I sort of imagine myself walking in sort of dangling my tentacles as I walk, sort of thing. You know. So I may, you know, this is all very this is of a type of subject that is very sort of very small amount of people talking about, you know, opening up about types of things that they believe that are like so you know, whatever the flavor is of what I'm saying, you know, things like that. I don't believe like a lot of people open up themselves to let out that things of that kind of flavor, if you get me. So I don't know what the time is. I'd like to have a vape. What I can say, no, I don't want to, I think that to change the flow, you know, is not necessary right now. I think I just want to end the video and I wish you all the best. And anybody who has had any kind of thought or feeling about planets or beings on other planets or anything like that, you know, I support you, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.